ए the most important topic, percentage, profit and loss, time, speed, distance, time and work. You will get question 1, 1, 1, 1, right? 4 questions you are definitely going to get from these topics. More than that is also possible. Let's try to understand what is percentage and what is the use of percentage. Why we are using percentage. So see, ratio is also there, but why we use percentage? So let us understand, percentage gives you a relative performance, right? Your relative performance with respect to other person's relative performance. For example, the moment you meet someone, what you ask, how many marks you got in 10th standard or how many percentage of marks you got in 10th? Percentage. Why you ask percentage? So we can identify whether this person is dumb or smart, right? You get more than 90, you'll feel that he's smart. Not always the case. Okay. So in percentage, the most important thing is, let me take an example. Suppose there is a college. This college has only one seat and there are 3 people who had applied to this, right? Only one seat left and other 3 applications for this one particular seat. And the admissions will be given on the basis of their marks which they have obtained, or say whose performance is better in graduation. It was found that A scored 500 marks, B scored 600 marks, and C scored 1200 marks. So on the basis of this, who do you think should get admission? C, right? All of you will say C. Okay. Let's say C got 1200 marks out of 2400, B got 600 out of 800, A got 500 out of 500. Who do you think will get admission now? Why? He got 100% marks, right? So in percentage, you need to have base value called base. If you do not have a base, you cannot find out the relative performances, right? Out of how many? Suppose in a class, your rank is 1, out of how many? Rank is 10, out of how many? Out of means that is called base. So when we say percent, it simply means every cent. Cent means 100. So every 100. When I say a student has secured 20% marks, I say a student has scored 20% marks. 20% marks. So 20% marks means he has scored 20 marks out of every 100 marks. Not necessary the entire paper was of 100 marks. The paper was of 200 marks. So I double this, then he scored 40 marks. If paper was of 300 marks, he scored 60 marks. In all 3 cases, percentage of marks will remain same. So if I say a student has scored 20% marks of 300, so this should give you 60. 300 means total marks is 300. That is your base value. So if someone has scored 20% marks, means 20 by 100 into 300. Cancel, cancel. 3 2s are 6 followed by a 0. 60 marks, right? So when I say 20% of 300, so whatever is written after of, this is your base value. Out of 300, someone has scored 20% marks, which is equivalent to what? 60. Clear? First is how to convert into percentage. How to convert anything into percentage, right? So if there is any number which is given to you in fraction, let's say 0.625, and if you want to convert this number into percentage, so you have to multiply this with 100 with a sign of percentage, which will be equivalent to what? 62.5%. Just multiply with 100, put sign of percentage, convert number into percent. Even if it is given as 1 by 4, and to convert this into percentage, multiply with 100, sign of percentage, this is equal to 25 percentage. How you got 1 by 4 as 25 percentage? Understand this, 1 by 4, right? To find percentage, base has to be how much? 100. But this is 4, 4 into how much is 100? 25. So if I am multiplying 25 in denominator, same number should be multiplied in numerator. In mathematics, you cannot change the number. If you are multiply, you have to divide with the same number. So numerator is what? 25. Denominator is what? 100. That means he scored 25 out of 100, which is equal to 25% per 100, right? This is how you convert a number into percentage. First thing is, this will help you in solving your problem much easier, will take less time in competitive exams if you know percentage fraction and its usage. For example, if I ask you what is 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 is nothing but equal to 50%. This is called percentage fraction. You should know what percentage fraction is. So what is 1 by 2? 1 by 2 is equal to 50%. Same way, right? 1 by 2. So if you want to convert anything into percentage, directly multiply with 100, sign of percentage, or you remember it. Second is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is what? 33.33%. You can also write this as 33 1 by 3%. 1 by 4, so 1 by 4 is 25%. 1 by 5, so 1 by 5 is 20%. 1 by 6 is equal to 16.66%, or you can also write 16 2 by 3%. 1 by 7, so 1 by 7 is 14.28%. 1 by 8, which is equal to 12.5%. 1 by 9, 11.11%. You can also write 11 1 by 9. And 1 by 10 is equal to 10%. 1 by 11 is equal to 9.09%. 1 by 12 is equal to 8.33. See, 0.33 is also 1 by 3. 0.33 is also 1 by 3. 1 by 13 is equal to 7.69%. 1 by 14 is equal to 7.14%. 1 by 15, 6.66%. 1 by 16, 6.25%. And so on. You can remember this if you want to. If not, then in exam you have to derive it. Better you remember it. You can also remember their equi-multiples. What is the meaning of equi-multiples? Now, what is 1 by 3? It's 33.33. So if I have to find out 2 by 3, I'll do what? I will multiply both sides with 2. 2 by 3 will be equal to 66.66%. Multiply both sides with 3. Similarly, 1 by 4 is equal to what? 25%. 3 by 4 if we have to find out, so multiply both sides with 3. So here 3 by 4 is equal to how much? 75%. So why I am not taking 2 by 4? Because 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. It's already known to us. Right? You can find out 1 by 5 is 20%. So what is 2 by 5? 40%. What is 3 by 5? 60%. What is 4 by 5? 80%. What is 1 by 8? 12.5. Don't find 2 by 8. 2 by 8 is 1 by 4. Already known to us. 3 by 8, 37.5. right? 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 4 by 8, 1 by 2, 5 by 8 is 62.5, right? So you can actually multiply. If you know the original, you can find out other. 1 by 9 is 11.11, 2 by 9, 22.22, 3 by 9, 33.33, 4 by 9, 44.44, equi-multiples of that, right? Clear? This one? I'm just taking equi-multiples out. Next is how to find out percentage increase or decrease. How to find out percentage increase or decrease. To find out if value has increased by how much percentage or decreased by how much percentage, formula is final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100 with the sign of percentage. That is how you find out percentage increase or decrease. For example, if you are getting 200 rupees per day for some work, next month if you get 300 rupees per day, next month onward you will start getting 300 rupees per day. So what is the percentage increase? What is the percentage increase? This is called final value. This is called initial value. To find out percentage increase, arrow upward means percentage increase sign. Final value, which is 300, minus initial value, which is 200, upon initial value, which is 200. To convert this into percentage, 2020. 300 minus 200, 100 by 2, which is equal to what? So answer is 50%. If 200 is becoming 300, there is an increase of how much? 50%. It is same as 200 is becoming 300 is same as 20 becoming 30, which is also same as 2 becoming 3. All three things are same. All three things are same. So now understand, if 20 becomes 30 or 2 becomes 3, that will also give you same answer. Let's focus on this. So if 20 is becoming 30, just have to see what is the increase if 20 is becoming 30. There is an increase of 10, right? There is an increase of 10. This 10 is increased on what? The value will always increase on the initial value. Initial value is your first value. Something is increasing from 10 to 20, 10 is your initial value. 20 to 30, 20 is your initial value. 20 is becoming 30, there is an increase of over a base of. This increase of 10 on what? 20. Yes. 10 is become, there is an increase. Numerator is increase value on 20. 10 by 20 is 1 by 2. And what is 1 by 2 equal to? 50%. Yes. Sorry? You called ma'am? What's SSC? Today you come for demo class, right? Oh, demo. Sit. Right? Even if 2 is becoming 3, hello? Hold on. 258209. 58209. 258209. Okay. Right. So similarly, if even 2 is becoming 3, there is an increase of what? Over a base of. What is 1 by 2? 50%. Now you can do all things mentally. Come here. Come here. There you'll sit, not get anything. Formula is fine. Do we have to use formulas? That we'll see. Now tell me something, right? I'm just giving you some number. Let's say if 3 becomes 5. So look, if 3 becomes 4. If 3 is becoming 4, there is an increase of what? 1 over a base of initial, final, right? There is an increase of 1 over a base of 3. What is 1 by 3? 33.33. Let's say if 3 becomes 5. So there is an increase of 2 over a base of 3. So 2 by 3 is 2 by 3 is what is 1 by 3? So 2 by 3 will be 66.66. 2 by 3 66.66. 2 by 3 we have to find out what is 1 by 3. So 2 by 3 will be double of that, na? 66.66. Now I want to ask you something, right? Just think and answer. Tell me one thing. If 3 becomes 4 and if 4 becomes 3, this percentage increase and this percentage decrease, is it same? If 3 becomes 4, there is an increase of 1 over a base of 3, which is equal to. But if 4 becomes 3, there is a decrease of over a base of. What is 1 by 4? 25%. So if 3 becomes 4 and if you want to make 4 again 3, 3 becomes 4, increase of 33.33. But if 4 again becomes 3, that is not decrease of 33.33. That is less because base changes, right? Here base has changed. It's 4 base. Here it is 3 base. Now if 7 becomes 9, what is the increase? 2 over a base of 7. So 2 by 7 I have to find out. What is 1 by 7? Double of it. 28.56. If 9 becomes 13, there is an increase of. If 9 becomes 13, there is an increase of 4 over a base of. I have to find out 4 by 9. What is 1 by 9? 11.11. 4 by 9 will be 44.44. Tell me if 13 becomes 11, there is a decrease of 2 over a base of 13. 2 by 13. What is 1 by 13? 7.69. So 2 by 13, 15 point something, right? Because 7.69 is close to 7.7 and double of 7.7 is 15.4. उसमें से 2 हटा दो तो 15.38 is the answer. Right? So percentage increase decrease is clear. Okay. Remember this, very important till here. Other percentage fraction also can be done, but this percentage fraction is very important. Now there are different types of problems which you can expect in this. The most common one we'll start with. Remember these percentage fraction. I'm not taking it off. If price of sugar let's say price of penny increases by 20%, 25%, 25%, then by how much percentage consumption should be decreased, by how much percentage consumption should be decreased in order to maintain same expenditure. In order to maintain same expenditure. The price of penny increases by 25%, then by how much percentage should the consumption be decreased in order to maintain the same expenditure? Suppose you are now conventional approach, right? First of all, you should know how to define expenditure. How to define expenditure? Suppose price of penny is 100 rupees per liter and you are consuming 10 liters every month. So how much is your expenditure on penny? 1000 rupees. हर महीने जाके 1000 की पी लेते हो. So expenditure depends on what? One is price and second is consumption, right? Now understand few things before we move and solve this question. In this case, if you want to keep expenditure same and the prices goes up, can we say we have to reduce the consumption? Suppose you are getting 1000 rupees to drink penny every month, right? The price of penny is 100 rupees per liter. So you are consuming 10 liters of penny every month. या उरक जो भी है. Suppose one day the prices of penny increases for some reason and now it becomes 125 rupees. But you will only get 1000 rupees. Can we say we have to reduce the consumption? Then only you will be able to maintain the same expenditure. Okay. If this is constant, this goes up, then this has to come down. And ulta, if prices comes down, then consumption goes up. If expenditure has to be maintained, right? It has to be increase and decrease in same ratio. What is the ratio? We'll see that, right? But this part is clear. Conventional approach is what? Which we have used in school. Let price be. Don't take X, right? Take rupees 100 per liter. And let's say original consumption is 10 liters. What is the expenditure? Short form expenditure? 1000 rupees. Now, if you increase the price by 25%, so what is the new price? 125, right? We have to find out new consumption, which we don't know. What is new expenditure? Same as old expenditure, 1000 only. So new price into new consumption is equal to new expenditure. Formula is what? New expenditure is equal to new price into new consumption. So what is new expenditure? Same as old expenditure, which is 1000, which is equal to new price, which is 125. New consumption is, let's say, C. When you solve this, so C will be equal to what? 8 liters. So earlier you were consuming how many liters? 10. Now you can consume only 8 liters. So now that means there is a decrease. How much it has decreased? 10 has become 8. So there is a reduction of 2 on a base of 10. So 2 by 10 is 1 by 5 and 1 by 5 is 20%. So by what percentage you have to decrease the consumption? Answer is by 20%. Up. Tomorrow you have a class. 2:30. Right now, if you don't want to get into this long method solving, then there is another method. And what is that method? And for that method, what you need to know, let's see. First thing, you should know the percentage, the fractional equivalent to this. So it is 25%. This is equal to 1 by 4, right? Equal to 1 by 4. It says that if the price of penny increases by 1 by 4, what does it mean? The base value is always your initial value. So you write price here, you write consumption here, price into consumption is expenditure here, and initial value and final value. So if I say price of penny increases by 25%, which is equal to 1 by 4, that means there is an increase of 1 on a base of 4. Base is always your initial value. Remember, I gave you the formula. So initial value is always 4. And now 4 has become what? 5. So check whether 4 is becoming 5, an increase of 25% or not. If 4 is becoming 5, there is an increase of what? 1 over a base of. What is 1 by 4? That means increases by 25%, right? Now, if this is constant, right? If this is constant and the price become from 4 to 5, your consumption should become, bring this 5 here and bring this 4 here. So your consumption should become from 5 to 4. So that your expenditure is constant. So what is expenditure? 4 5 are 25, 4 are 20. So if price increases from here, consumption decreases from 5 to 4. So if something is becoming from 5 to 4, there is a decrease of over a base of what is 1 by 5? And we got 20% earlier also. This is without involving equations, right? Indirectly. You understood 4 to 5? Okay. Why 4 to 5? Because it says the numerator part is increase. Something increases 1 on 4. So if you increase 1 on base of 4, so 4 will become 5 or not? So if your price becomes from 4 to 5, then your consumption has to become from 5 to 4, such that expenditure is constant. So bring this 5 here, bring this 4 here. Provide that this is constant. See, this is constant, 4 5 20, 5 4 20. So if 4 is becoming 5, bring this 5 here, bring this 4 here, consumption should become from 5 to 4. And if it becomes 5 to 4, there is a reduction of 1 on a base of 5. So what is 1 by 5? 20%. Right? Let's change this. Suppose this value, if I change to 33.33%, if I change it to 33.33%. So first of all, what is 33.33% equivalent to what fraction? 1 by 3. See, increases means what? You write. That means this is the increase. This is the original value. So original value, initial value. Initial value is what? 3. Increases by what? 1. So it will become what? 4. So consumption should become from 4 to 3. So if something is becoming from 4 to 3, there is a reduction of over a base of, what is 1 by 4? 5%. That means if price increases by 33.33%, then consumption has to decrease by what? 25%. If price goes up by 33.33%, consumption has to come down by this is initial value, and this is the increase on initial value. The initial value is 3 and numerator value, by that you have to increase it, right? Initial value is always 3 and 3 plus 1. Understood? What if I say price of that increases by 37.5? First of all, you should know what 37.5 is. Should know what 37.5 is. What is 37.5? Three by 8, right? See, I'm taking increases cases only, right? And you can have decrease case also. So increases by what? 3 over a base of 8. That means initial value will always be 8. And increases by what? This increases by what? Numerator. What is there in numerator? 3. So 8 plus 3, 7. Increases by 3 on 8. 8 and numerator value will be increases. So 8 becomes 11. So what is your consumption? Should become from 11 to 8. If it is becoming from 11 to 8, so there is a decrease of 3 over 3 by 11. We have to find out. What is 3 by 11? 33.33. 37.5 3 by 8 होता है. 1 by 8 is 12.5. 3 by 8 is 37.5. That should come quickly, right? That's why I gave you that multiples also. Or you write 37.5, right? 37.5 upon 100, remove decimal, cancel with 5, 200, 5 7s are 35, 5 5 are 25, again 5 40s are, 5 1s are 5, 5 5 are 25, 5 3s are 5, 8s are, so 3 by 8. Or else keep on doing like this. Sorry? Not multiplying 8 by 11. Where I multiply? I am changing 8 to 11, 11 to 8. This will become here, this will become here. So there is a decrease of 3 over 11. So 3 by 11 is how much? 3 by 11. 3 by 11. 27.27. Not 33.33. 3 by 11. 27.27. Multiply both sides with 3. Now let's change it. Let's change it. What is given now? If the price of penny decreases by 37.5%. First of all, 37.5 is 3 by 8. So now we have to find out decreases. So this is the decrease. And this is the initial value. So initial value 8. Now it decreases by 3. So if 8 decreases by 3, it will become what? 5. So if price is becoming from 8 to 5, consumption should become from what? 5 to 8. So 5 to 8, that means there is an increase of over a base of 3 by 5. 3 by 5. 60%. 3 by 5. इसीलिए गवर्नमेंट कैनॉट डिक्रीज द प्राइस ऑफ पेनी बाय 32. कंजम्पशन ही बढ़ जाएगा 60%. Done? Done. This is, all of you noted on this? All of you noted on this? Remember their equimultiples also. Okay. Next is if salary of A is 20% more than B. If the salary of A is 20% more than B, then by what percentage salary of B is less than A? This is the question, right? If the salary of A is 20% more than B, then by what percentage salary of B is less than A? Now see, in this case, salary of A is dependent on the salary of B. That means whatever is the salary of B, I will define the salary of A on the basis of that. Yes? So let salary of B is equal to rupees 100. So then what is the salary of rupees A? Salary of A? Rupees 120. 20% more than, right? Now question is done. The first line is done. Now what is your second part? By what percentage salary of B is less than A? Right? By what percentage salary of B is less than A? So A is now 120 and B is what? 100. So now salary of B is how much less than 100? Salary of B is how much less than 100 in terms of rupees? 20. Salary of B is 20 less. So this 20 less than whose salary? Salary of B is 20 less than whose salary? A's salary, right? So A's salary, which is 120. Whatever is written after more than or less than, that value should come in denominator. So what is written after less than A? So that A ka value should come in denominator, right? So what is 20 by 120 is 1 by 6. And what is 1 by 6? 16.66%, right? 16.66%. Now the same question can be solved by without getting into this part. Again, for this, you need to know percentage fraction. 20% is what? 1 by 5, right? So again, read the question. Salary of A is 1 more than 5, right? So write B and then A. So B's salary is 5 and salary of A is 1 more than that, which is equal to what? 6. Read that. Salary of A is 1 more than 5. 1 more than 5. More than के बाद वाला value will come in denominator, right? Which is 5 is your base now. And salary of A is what? 1 more than 5, which is 6. So in first case, what is happening? 5 is becoming 6, right? Now we have to do ulta. Now we have to find out salary of B is how much less than A. So salary of B is how much less? 1 less than 6. What is 1 by 6? 16.66. Understood? So remember whether it is, now I can do ulta. Salary of A is 20% less than B. Right? Then also the question remains same, like same as expenditure is equal to price into consumption. Okay. Right. Question is, if the price goes up by 20% and consumption goes up by 25%, then by what percentage expenditure goes up? Here, expenditure is not constant. Why? Because price is also going up, consumption is also going up. By what percentage your expenditure goes up? That's the question, right? Again, percentage fraction comes very handy here also. What is 20% and 25%? 1 by 4. So you write price, you write consumption, write expenditure. We know that price into consumption is expenditure, right? So in first case, price goes up by what? 1 on 5, on the base of 5. That means initial is 5 and there is an increase of 1. So it becomes 6. Yes. Then what is happening to the consumption also? 1 by 4, right? That means on the base of 4 increases by 1, it becomes 5. Yes. 4 increases by 1. 4 था, एक बढ़ गया, कितना हुआ? 5. So what is your expenditure here? 20. What is your expenditure? 30. So your expenditure gone from where to where? Expenditure is not constant. 20 to 30. So 20 to 30 is same as 2 to 3. And 2 to 3 is what? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is 50%. Bye. Done? In this case, I can do price goes down, consumption goes down, by what percentage expenditure goes down. If I take the same problem, if I say price goes down, right? Consumption goes down. Then by what percentage expenditure goes down? Same thing, right? Price goes down by what? 1 over a base of 5. So 5 reduces by 1 will become what? 4. And consumption also goes down by what? 1 on a base of 4. 4 initial tha. Next is 3. 5 4s are 20. 4 3s are 12. So your consumption has gone down by what? 20 to 12, right? So 20 to 12 there is a decrease of 8 over a base of 20. So I have to find out 8 by 20. 8 by 20 is what? 2 by 5. What is 2 by 5? Twenty is becoming 12, na? So there is a reduction of what? Is equal to 40%. There could be third case where the price goes up, consumption comes down. Huh? Decreases by, goes down by 25% means decreases by 1 over a base of 4. That means initially it was 4, decreases by 1. So 4 decreases by 1, 3. 5 4s are 20, 4 3s are 12. Right? Now if I say goes up, right? Now I changed it, right? Now I change it. Yeah, if the price goes down by what? 20%. That means 1 over a base of 5. So 5 reduces by 1 will become 4. And consumption increases by what? 1 by 4, right? So initially it was 4. Now it will become 5 4s are 20. 4 5s are 20. Will there be any change in the consumption expenditure? No. The expenditure remain constant. Not always going to happen. If I change 25 to let's say 40%, it will change. Right? Okay. Next type of question which you have here is in an election between two candidates, an election between two candidates, winner got 56% of votes, total votes, and won by 1,200 votes. Right? In an election between two candidates, find total number of voters. Find the total number of voters. Find the total number of voters. Won by 1,200 votes. Won by 1,200 votes. Now there are two candidates only, winner and loser. Winner got 56%. Total voters are always equal to 100%, right? If winner is getting 56, loser will get how much? 100 minus 56 is how much? 44, right? Now the difference between them is how much? By what difference winner got? 1,200 votes. That means difference between 56% and 44% is 1,200 or not? This and this, the difference between the votes between them is how much? 1,200 or not? दिया है question. 56 minus 44 is what? 12% is equal to 1,200. So I have to find out 100%. If 12% is 1,200, 1% will be equal to 100 divided by 12, and 100% will be equal to 10,000. Right. 100% will be equal to how much? 10,000 or not? That is total number of voters. %12 is 1,200. So 1% will be 100. 100% will be 10,000. बेसिक यूनिटरी मेथड स्कूल में पढ़ा है यार. Understood this? In an exam, Aman scored 30% of marks and failed by 20 marks, while Bimal scored 40% of marks and passed by 50 marks. Find first passing marks, total marks. Find passing marks and total marks. If you go and solve it by the equation, how to do it, and want to do shortcut for such questions, how to do it. What is given? There is an exam. See, total marks is always equal to 100%, right? One person is scoring 30 marks and still failed by 20 marks, right? So Aman scored 30% of total, right? And still failed by 20 marks. That means if Aman has got 20 marks more, he would have passed. What is passing marks? 30% of, let's say, total marks is 100x. See, we don't know because there is percentage as well as numerical value. So always consider some variable. You can take x also. I am taking 100x so that I don't want to get into the integer fraction part. Plus 20 marks, yes. This is passing marks, right? Bimal have scored how many marks? 40%. And he passed by how much? 30 marks. That means from Bimal's marks, which is 40% of total marks, let's say 100x, if I subtract 30 marks, then he will also reach to passing marks or not? Because Bimal is getting what? 30 marks more than passing marks. So from total marks which Bimal has got, if I subtract 30 marks, he will also get passing marks or not? Now this passing marks and this passing marks both are same. So I can write this as equation 1 and equation 2 and equate it. So equate is 30% of 100x will be equal to what? 30x plus 20. And 40% of 100x is what? 40x minus 30. Take this 30 to this side and bring this here. So this 30x will go to that side. So this is 40x minus 30x is what? 10x, right? So 10x here. And minus 30 will come to this side. So 12 plus 30, 50. So can we say 10x is equal to 50? So what is 100x equal to? One more zero, so it is 500. But 100x is your total marks. So total marks is what? 500. And I also have to find out passing marks. So passing marks is what? 30% of 100x plus 20 or 40% of 100x minus 30. So first you find out 30x because 30x is 30% and then add 20 to it. So 10x is how much? 50. So 30x will be equal to how much? 150 or not? 3 times plus 20, which is equal to what? 170. Can we say 170 is the passing marks? 100s. 10x is what? 50. So 30x will be what? 150 or not? Plus you give 20 marks more, you will reach to passing mark. Or else another passing marks is what? 40x minus 30. So if 10x is equal to 50, so 40x will be equal to how much? इसको 4 से मल्टीप्लाई, उसको 4 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. 50 into 4 is what? Minus 30. This will also give you what? 170. एक गोवा में बच्चों का एप्टीट्यूड बहुत वीक है. तो मैथ्स छोड़ छोड़ के बैठे हो, मैथ्स ही आती है सब एग्जाम में. Which part? This part? The question says he scored how much marks? 30% of marks, right? Total marks. And failed by what? That means even if he scored 30% of total marks, he still need 20 marks to pass. While other person scored 40% of total marks and he got 30 marks extra than passing marks. Passed by 30 marks means extra 30 marks. So if I subtract 30 marks from his total marks which he obtained, he will also reach on passing marks. So this is by forming the equation. Second is using number line. So for number line, you need to know what is scaling. first of all, write this as 0% and this is 100%. 100% is always your total mark. Write passing marks somewhere here. Aman scored how much? 30%, which is less than passing marks. So write 30% here. While Bimal scored how much? 40% or not? Now Amal scored how much less than the passing marks? 20 less. While Bimal scored how much? 30 marks than the passing marks. Yes? Passing marks plus 30 will be 40% or not? Now, if you move from here to here on percentage scale, 30 to 40, this is an increase of what? 10%, 30 to 40. And if you increase from here to here, so that means increase of what? 20 plus 30. So 20 plus 30 is what? 10% is equal to what? 50. So 100% will be equal to how much? Very good. See, we got the same thing. 100x is equal to 500. नहीं, कल कैट के लॉक करेंगे. यही तो कैट की खासियत है. तुम लास्ट स्टेप पे आएगा. ऑप्शन यूज करो. तो डायरेक्ट x is equal to 5 नहीं है. 50 is equal to 10 है. x is equal to 5. I can take it. So 5 so 100x निकालना है. Same thing. पासिंग मार्क्स है वो. तो इक्वेशन पे मत पढ़ो बेटा, ये सॉल्व करो. एग्जाम में इक्वेशन बना के बैठे तो हो गया काम तुम्हारा. ये इस चीज से तुमको बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा. Unless you come out of, this is for your see, this is a 10th standard student can solve this question by equation. Objective is to focus on that, not on this. This is for just one number line, percentage scale, mark scale. P is passing marks, 0, 100, उसी के बीच में नंबर रहता है तुम्हारा. Competitive exam, you will be able to clear when you think completely different, not from the conventional point of view. स्कूलों के साथ प्रॉब्लम यही है, बच्चों को कन्वेंशनल मेथड सिखा ही नहीं रहे हैं. सिलेबस और स्टेप में ही लगे रहते हैं. स्टेप्स के मार्क्स दे दो बच्चों को, वो उसको समझाएगा ही नहीं जिंदगी में. 20 कम है पासिंग मार्क्स में. जब 30% आया तो ही इज स्कोरिंग लेस देन पासिंग मार्क्स. एंड व्हेन ही स्कोर्ड 40 मार्क्स, जब ये 40% मार्क्स है यहाँ पर, पासिंग मार्क्स से ज्यादा है ना, तो ही स्कोरिंग 30 मार्क्स एक्स्ट्रा देन पासिंग मार्क्स. So you move from here to here, there is a 10% increase. When you go from number line, तो यहाँ से यहाँ जाने में 20 plus 30 कवर कर रहे हो ना, 50 कवर कर रहे हो. So 10% is equal to what? 50. Understood? मार्क्स कितना है? या तो 30% में 20 ऐड कर दो, या 40% में 30 माइनस कर दो. तो यू नो 10%, राइट? व्हाट इज 30% इक्वल टू? 150. तो मतलब ये 150 हो गया. 150 में और 20 ऐड करेंगे तो कितना हो जाएगा? विच इज पासिंग मार्क्स. और यू फाइंड आउट 40%. सो व्हाट इज 40%? 200. तो ये 40%, 200 हो गया. इसमें मार्क्स करो 30 कम, कितना हो गया? 170. बोथ वेज यू कैन फाइंड इट आउट. क्यों ड्रॉप करते हो मैथ्स में, समझ नहीं आया. गोवा में सब बच्चे मैथ्स में 10th के बाद ड्रॉप करके बैठे हुए हैं. Nobody told you that it's going to be very useful. इतना टफ नहीं है यार. तुम्हारा एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम तुम्हारा नहीं है, गोवा के एजुकेशन सिस्टम का है, बहुत बहुत पीछे। सिर्फ वो लिटरेसी 100% है बस तुम स्टेट का, एप्टीट्यूड नहीं है। मैं बता रहा हूँ, देखो राजस्थान का एक लड़का, सॉ द ग्रुप राइट, there's one guy on telegram, not one, there are 2-3 incident, they are in some other state, keeping an eye on what is happening in Goa and other states, they apply everywhere, their state competition is very tough. हाँ, एज भी है और थोड़ा पढ़ाई को लेके थोड़ा सा, स्कूल बोर्ड्स भी टफ हैं, बच्चे भी मेहनत करते हैं, कॉम्पिटिटिव भी है ना, यहाँ कॉम्पिटिटिव नहीं है, तुम पढ़ने जाओगे 10 लोग तुमको डिमोटिवेट कर रहे हैं, क्या करेगा इतना पढ़ के, जब तक वो चीज नहीं होगी। अब वाई यू आर कमिंग एवरी डे, नाउ यू रियलाइज इट, इससे पहले कभी तूने किया इतना पढ़ा नहीं पढ़ा, अब देखो सुबह से आके बैठे हैं वो बच्चे, ये केम सिंस मॉर्निंग, अभी तक बैठा हुआ बेचारा, दैट एफर्ट्स आर नीडेड, पहले कर लिए होते तो अब जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स आर टफ and there is a competition, huge competition, you have to score, so you have to work hard, maybe you have to sleep 2 hours less, you have to stop attending parties. Ab every Saturday Sunday you are going for party and think that exam can be cleared. Why Goa has not produced a single IAS officer? This is the reason, you don't have that environment which is needed. People say that I am preparing for UPSC, Arey baba, just go and see in Delhi or Allahabad, you see how UPSC aspirants are, they don't even come out of their room except Sundays, that too for half an hour, 1 hour. You must have seen that movie 12th Fail. That dedication is needed. So you have to, and maths is what very weak in Goa comparative to what happened. There is a prescribed syllabus. It's not your fault. It is the fault of the education system. They have made it very simple. They'll say that this will come, prepare for it. That's it. So you know that this is what you have to prepare. If you get something extra, you'll not be able to. So scoring 90-95% in 10th standard is no use. So up now again, see, this thing will come back. Any competitive exam, you pick up any competitive exam, any, you will have maths and logical reasoning in it. You cannot run away from it. Now you have to prepare for it. So that time you drop maths. Now you have to, you have to face it. इसीलिए I focus too much on maths कि don't leave maths. Very important subject, at least for competitive exam. This part is clear. This number line thing is clear. Number line things helps very this thing, right? In the similar question on number line, if you have to find out, because if I have to make this question a slight difficult, then how I can make it? I tell you. If I say Amal scored 30% of marks and failed by 20 marks. Vimal scored 40% of marks, failed by 10 marks. Find the passing marks and total marks. Now in this question, both are scoring 30 and 40%, but both failed. Again, I can form the equation or draw a number line. Write 0% and write 100%. Passing marks is somewhere here. One person scored how much? 30%. Another scored how much? 40%. This 40% wala failed by what? 10 marks. And 30% wala failed by what? 20 marks. Now again on number line, if I have to solve it, if this total is 20, this is 10. So this is also 10 or not? So if you go from here to here, this is an increase of how much? 10%. And 10% is equal to going from here to here, which is equal to what? 10. So 100% will be equal to what? 100. So 100% is your total marks or not? 30 to 40 is 10% or not? Which is also equal to 10. So 10% is 10, so 100% is 100. Now, if you have to find out passing marks, so passing marks you can find out 30% plus 20 or 40% plus 10. What is 30%? If 10%, what is 30%? 30? 30%. Now, to get passing marks, you need 20 more marks or not? So, passing marks is what? 30 plus 20, which is equal to 50. Or you can also find out 40% marks. What is 40%? 40. And if you get 10 marks more, you'll get passing marks. So 40% plus 10, which is 40 plus 10, which is also equal to what? 50. Both cases you'll get passing marks. Understood? This, you are going from 30% to 40%. And you are going from here to here. From here to here is how much? Read the question. 20. And 40% wala failed by what? 10 marks. So if this is 20, this is 10. So this has to be how much? And you going from here to here is how much percentage? And going from here to here is how much? So if 10%, 10, 100% is equal to what? 100. 30% will be equal to 30. So passing marks is what? 30%, which is 30 plus 20, or 40% plus 10. In this case, both are failing. Understood? These are the types of problem which you are going to get in percentage. You have to, the material which we have has all this type of questions only in percentage. Some are difficult also, that you have to try it. Right? First you have to try on your own, then you will be able to understand it, and then we'll take up the doubts of that. Right?